All right, let's get this thing opened up. We'll see how it's packaged and what's in the box together. Slide the sleeve off of here. Sort of a plain box, doesn't really tell you what's in there. There is a sticker right here, but it doesn't really give us much information. Okay, inside, it looks like this. We have a nice thank you card with a support email address. If you have any problems, they want you to not have to dig around to figure out how you reach them. That's a classy touch. I like that. These two cards look eerily similar to what we see included in other mini PC brands. And then we have a small, like a quick start manual here. Then there's a little piece of foam there protecting the top of the mini PC. And we'll take this out. Take it out of its protective wrap here. Oh, this thing's tiny. Just like it shows on the website. Inside of the box, below this foam, we take that out, you'll see there's another box. We're going to lift this box out. Sometimes this is a box, and sometimes this is just a piece of cardboard covering. Which one do we have? Yeah, this is just a piece of cardboard that covers everything that's underneath of it here. So that kind of sits in the box like this, and then it closes down. And what's inside of it are our big power brick here. Oh, thank goodness it's not like yesterday's power brick. This is more of a laptop style 6.3 amp, 120 watts, 19 volts. So very commonly used on a lot of mini PCs and laptops. Not that they're necessarily interchangeable. And because this doesn't say Reatan on it anywhere, this would be easy if these two items got separated, that you wouldn't know which adapter went with this. So I would take a moment and use either a silver Sharpie or a label maker and write Reatan Silver9 on this. That way I know if they ever get separated where this goes. That's a pretty common thing with a lot of mini PC manufacturers, is these power bricks are made by an entirely different company. Also in the box, we have a short HDMI cable. We have a couple of extra feet right here, 2 extra feet. And then we've got a US style power plug that has the standard desktop tower connector, right? So it's not a 2-prong connector, it's a standard PC power connector. These have been common since 1981, and I'm glad to always see the standard followed, so that way if you can misplace this cable and find another one and they all work the same. Not like this, but this part of it is ubiquitous. A lot of different PC related items use that. Okay, so with that, that's everything in the box. You'll see there's no VESA bracket. There's no added accessories in here. That's what you get. Now personally, I've never used one of those VESA brackets, so I don't miss it if it's not in there. But that's just me. And let's get this thing plugged in, turned on, powered up. Okay, here we go. So this is the proper out-of-box experience you should get out of a new PC, be it a mini PC, a laptop, or a desktop. Let's right-click on the Start button, and let's go to System, and let's take a look at our specs. There's the 12th Gen 12900HK. So it's at 2.5 gig, but it can turbo up as needed. We've got 32 gigs of RAM that's already pre-installed from the manufacturer, running Windows 11 Pro, but it is an older version of Windows 11 Pro. Remember, this is an older chip, and likely when this was made, Windows 22H2 would have been the version currently of Windows. So what you want to do the first time you get the machine fired up is get those updates installed pronto. And I want to see under network devices, what do we have? It's an Intel i2-26. MediaTek, on the other hand, is the one I don't want to see. That's the Wi-Fi card. And the reason I don't want to see MediaTek is MediaTek does not have a public-facing website for drivers. MediaTek will tell you if you need drivers from your Wi-Fi, go to your manufacturer. We don't provide them. I think that's bogus because Intel provides them and Realtek provides them, even though Intel doesn't make this Reatan mini PC, and Realtek doesn't make this mini PC, they would still provide you the drivers while advising you it's probably a better idea to get the driver from your manufacturer. They still say if you want it anyway, you can get it. But MediaTek does not do that. Take these feet off of here. You see how easily these come off? There are little square holes that the rubber feet have, little nubs that hold the feet in. Maybe we could stick something in there and pry. I got my little dental picks. Put that in the hole and lift. No? There we go. Now again, there's going to be wires under here, and these are very easy to break off. So I'm going to set that this way. And inside, we've got 2 sticks of RAM, so we're in dual channel mode. This is going to be 16 gigs each. Standard laptop SO-DIMM RAM. We've got a frame here for something. This, obviously, these are the holes that the lid secures down to. There's a screw here, there's a screw here, and in each corner that will lift this metal frame up, and that will expose the M.2 slot right here. And you just have the one M.2, that's all. This is our Wi-Fi card, so if we didn't like the MediaTek brand, it's 1 screw and 2 wires. We could put an Intel branded card in here if we preferred those drivers, and pop the antennas. These little, there's a plastic cover, and these pop off like snaps. Like on a piece of clothing might have snaps, but these are super tiny. There's a connector here for something, but I have no idea what it's for. There is no room or connector here for any internal drives other than what it has, which I think is a great idea, because anytime you encourage the user to put in more storage, you're adding more heat. And that can have detrimental effects against the performance of the RAM and the other storage, everything in this area. There's no fan, and there's no fan here. So this has been engineered and designed to cool effectively with these parts, not the parts you're changing out or adding. So by limiting your ability to do that, it's preventing you from falling into that trap that so many people fall into. There's no reason to take the machine down any further than this, because on the other side is our CPU and cooler, and the most you would ever have to do is maybe blow some air through it to get the dust out of it. And these machines don't typically collect much in the way of dust. So it's a relatively simple design to get in. Again, you'll see there's a heatsink on the M.2 drive. If you go with a higher performance M.2, you're going to need a bigger heatsink, and that might interfere with installation of this bracket, which means you won't be able to put the backpack on it. That's why I strongly encourage you to get the machine the way you like it, rather than try and upgrade it yourself, or you can run into some very unique situations that nobody else on the planet has because no one else did what you did. It's not to say that you can't do it. It's yours to do with whatever you want. But if you want to have a positive, stress-free experience, as much as you can, order it the way you want it, and you're going to ultimately save money and not have any potential warranty issues. Yeah, and that's about all there is. There's a battery right there for the BIOS. Right there. Very easy. I love that there were no clips holding this lid on. Right? I've always said, use one or the other. Give me the clips or give me the screws. I hate when they do both. And Reatan, in my opinion, did a great job with this. My only suggestion would be, who cares if you can see the screws on the underside of the unit? There's no reason to cover the screws up with a rubber foot. No one's going to see them anyway. There's no VESA mounting option on this also. It didn't come with a bracket. And even if you bought the bracket, there's no additional support holes for the bracket to go into. That's why it didn't come with one. So if you want a machine that you can mount, this would not be the right machine unless you were going to make like a holster for it that it could sit in. There's nothing out of the box. You know, again, if you're a maker, if you're a modder, that might be something a project you enjoy doing, but we would not do that in professional business because it's impractical and too expensive. This might have been interesting to review 2 years ago when it was the flagship top of the line. Look at that performance. Just 2 years later now, it's a much better value. It's the same performance it was 2 years ago. That blew our minds. And now, because there are things that are even faster, the interest in this for me has gone up. because now, not only is it still really, really fast, it's much more affordable. And I just wanted to make you aware that these are some options for you that you might not know otherwise. And a manufacturer like Reatan isn't known by the average person. And because they're a lesser known manufacturer, they got to work harder to get your sale. And usually that means more aggressive pricing. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all again very, very soon. Until next time, bye for now.